Welcome to Shit Talk Reviews. My name's John. Derek is in the room, and we are very fortunate today to have Kenny Hickey with us from Sun Don't Shine, of course, Typo Negative fame. How are you, man? Thanks for coming.
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Where on the planet do we find you today?
I'm in Staten Island, my home studio in my house.
That's a good place to be.
Now, didn't you renovate? Wasn't there some social posts about you renovating and making that studio? Yeah. How long did that take?
It was a pandemic down the rabbit hole passion, Pandemic hit. I had just, I just got out of rehab and helped me get sober, I delved in deep, studied on all the mechanics of sonics and everything. And I built it from scratch. It came out, kind of looks like that. You just had to be.
Yeah, it looks badass. John's in a studio too. Maybe you need to talk some shop here on studio gadgets.
I'm telling you, I would bore people all day long talking about gear and equipment. I love it.
It wouldn't bore me.
All right, Derek, feel free to check out whenever you want. Kenny and I got stuff to discuss.
Yeah. Okay. See you later. So rehab. How much of, because I got to tell you, man, you're very passionate in the videos of the material for Sun Don't Shine. Painfully so. I mean, you can see it, feel it. How much of rehab is going into some of the material that is in Sun Don't Shine?
That's a really good question. I haven't really thought about that. My other band, Silvertone, deals a lot with addiction and stuff. This band, not as much. I feel like I'm springing off to a new, I'm taking off on a new springboard and trying to get away from a lot of that darkness. Although it does study some darker points of life and human behavior, but we haven't really gotten too deep into addiction. However, the song Kryptonesia is kind of like me. It's about me basically being pissed off at my younger self. Fucking life. That's the gist of that song. So, but not any direct references to alcoholism or whatnot.
How do you find the safe space between like sharing those personal and emotional and physical trials through lyrics, especially with like Silvertone? How do you find that safe space between being open and vulnerable and talking about that and still keeping it private? Or are you just one of those cats you're fine to share it with people?
Well, it's pretty, Typo always made everything pretty much public knowledge. We were always honest about everything, but I don't think there is a safe space. I think if you're going to be willing to share intimate things like that, then you have to be strong enough to expose yourself and be vulnerable. But I have the ultimate card in my pocket where all of you are equally as vulnerable. You're just not voicing it.
That's true. I recently saw a video of you also working out. Is this also an endeavor that you're getting into, going to the gym? And, is this a full resculpt of one Kenny Hickey?
That's a weird thing because I always said I would never put a workout video on because I think it's like so self-indulgent.
You're right.
But I did it once and it got amazing response. I'm like, people love it. I'm like, what? This the dumbest things, end up being that people love. But no, it's a very integral part of my sobriety and how I've turned my life around. You don't, when you give up a substance or alcohol or whatever, you don't give up the obsessive personality. It's still on the personality. So whether I'm obsessing about music or building a studio, I have to put my OCD into something. So working is a very important part of it, and eating clean and just feeling good about myself and life. Waking up in the morning and not feeling like shit.
Eating right and eating clean is tough under the best of circumstances. How do you plan on facing that when you're not in the comfort of your own home with your own kitchen? I
found there's always a good choice you can make, even if you're, I guess, on the road and dumped in a fast food spot. You can get a chicken sandwich. You could. There's always an option.
Yeah.
But want to see it or not, or you're in denial about it or not. But to eat something better, not totally. Clean. Obviously, you can't control it like I can now. I mean, I'll actually, cook a bunch of chicken breasts at the beginning of the week, and I'll go cook my week's food on a Monday or on a Tuesday. It's way easier to control. I mean, there are ways though. There are ways to eat as clean as possible.
How was the food in Belgium? You guys were over there for Grass Pop.
We didn't do that. No, we backed out of Grass Pop.
Oh, I got bad info. Well, we'll slice that out then.
We actually. We ended up not going to Europe and opted to finish the record, add 3 more songs so that we can actually release an LP instead of an EP. So we took that month we would have been there. I went to New Orleans. Johnny went to we all met in New Orleans, and we all just concentrated on writing and recording 3 more songs.
And of those 3 songs, is there anything you can reveal to us about those 3?
They're great. I mean, it's like super. It's just another level. I think the band is really beginning to find its sound. It's the darker, heavier, more versatile sound got out of these 3 songs, and I feel like really we just locked ourselves in a studio for almost a month and basically concentrated on music and jamming together and developing them. It's definitely just a next level up from the previous stuff that we've done. You hear these 3 songs. I mean, they're just really explosive, very powerful.
When might we get to hear the full album?
It looks like beginning of the year, 2026, is going to be released. We have a number of singles going to be released still up until then. So like 4 more singles. We actually, when we were in New Orleans, not only did we record, but we also shot 3 new videos. So we shot one which has a theme to it in the Airbnb we're staying in, and then we shot 2 other live ones that have 2 of the new songs that we worked on. So we got a lot done over there. Very
Gosh.
exciting.
Yeah, you're more productive than our lazy asses. Holy shit.
That's not a high bar to meet.
No.
A lot of it is Andrew Spaulding. This was like his idea was to get us all together in the first place. It was one of his dream things, and he started Corpsepaint Records, and he's very motivated, and he's really the energy behind Get It Done in this band.
Interestingly, we were actually had notes about Andrew, and he seemed like the glue. Is that a fair assessment of who Andrew is to you guys and the future of the band?
I think he's more like the nitroglycerin, and I think probably Kirk's the glue.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask along the lines, like, what's the division of labor within the band? Is, first off, going back to Andrew, what capacity are you working with? Is he serving sort of as a producer for you guys, or just an outer guiding hand, or what?
He is the entrepreneur. He's got an investor for us, and he started the label for us. So he's the one. He's like the label, kind of manager, because we don't have any direct management thus far. So, and then as far as the music, it's like these last 3 songs, for example, in my studio, I came up with a verse and a chorus, killer verse chorus for all 3 songs. Didn't finish the song, stopped it there. Again, brought it down to Kirk and the guys, and we developed the rest of the song from there. Kirk wrote like bridges and other lyrics and stuff like that. So we completed the songs and arranged them together.
So pretty collaborative effort then to put your stuff together.
As a longtime Typo Negative fan, I love this material. I mean, you can hear obviously the influences of Black Sabbath and the Beatles. I think Jamie Roberts probably wrote your bio for you, but I heard a lot of Soundgarden in there, and especially from you, like a Chris Cornell aura, and I love it. What's that?
No, absolutely. I mean, I love Chris Cornell. I love Soundgarden.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we are basing the core of the music on our favorite 70s hard rock bands, too.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a lot of crossover.
Yeah, I heard a little Kiss in there as well. Yeah.
So I hear, like, especially in my voice, I hear a lot of Ozzy, and I hear a lot of Bon Scott, too. So, so it's like kind of a fusion of all 3 of those guys, which some of my favorite singers.
Yeah, I know. As Derek said, you've cited the Beatles as an influence. Musical styles aside, what is it that you've drawn from the Beatles and that you still, hang on to when you're writing? Composition.
And like if you listen to even the songs we put out, every one of them, they all modulate. They change keys, on the middle 8, just like the Beatles. And not only do they change keys, they change timing signatures, and sometimes they even change tempo.
Yes. Yeah.
And modes will also go into modal changes, like suddenly drop into something chromatic, which is very Beatles. So all those elements are very Beatlesque. All those elements that the Beatles used to write their music, and that's why their music even till this day. It's
very refreshing because my kids are in the other room, and you listen to Billie Eilish mumbling all the time, and there's this very narrow pitch and sound, and then you go and flip over to your material, and it's There's a lot to hear. AI actually just did something. They studied the varies in pitches, and it's gotten as narrow as it's ever been in the recent years. Did you know that?
Yes, I did. And I think what's going on a lot is, that a lot of this stuff is being, especially the pop, is being written by a stream of producers and writers. All sticking to what's guaranteed. And like the songs, they don't variate. I mean, they'll stay major throughout the entire song and never change. And that's very much what's been going on now. I mean, everything changes. Trends change. So sooner or later, that bubble's going to bust. And I do Billie Eilish's stuff and her brother. I think they're very talented. They're one of the very few pop artists out there that are actually writing music, as far as
that don't have a 20 producer list with
right.
Yeah.
It's real and it's from their heart, and their imagination. They had some imaginative, It's dark, and I like that. So
to kind of put a bow tie on Sun Don't Shine, is there an opportunity in 2020 between Kirk with Crowbar and Down putting out an album to tour? Is there a chance to do that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're going to make the chance. It's definitely going to happen. And we have some good stuff coming up at the beginning of the year, too, in January. So, yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah, you guys,
Excellent.
Every one of you has got all kinds of stuff happening.
Yeah.
None of you are resting on your laurels.
This is what we do, So, we're going to find the time and we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah. So I have a number of listeners that are Type O fans, and they'd probably murder me if I didn't ask some of the questions, but I put it out to them. And one of the questions that was pretty front and center is, with Peter Steele being gone for a while now, and the sting of that has passed, and you guys have all moved on. If you could say anything to him, what would you say to him?
I told you you'd be worth more dead than alive. I don't know, man. What would I say to him? You fucked up. I told you to clean your act up.
Now, is that the Kenny Hickey of today talking?
Yeah, that's me of today.
Yeah.
I happen to be probably due to mostly luck that I'm still here. And also my beautiful wife and my family, they really dragged me through. I had extra motivation to survive.
Women are very powerful beings. They can really bring you back to life.
And children too, kids too.
Yep.
Yeah. I did have that advantage. So I had, a very close family and a lot of love around me. Not that Peter didn't, but he didn't have that. He didn't have a wife and he didn't have a kid story about. I would imagine if I didn't, I probably would have been dead as well.
Well, it's amazing the wisdom that just age, just making it another year brings. You get smarter and smarter if you're lucky and you've got good people around you. And
then you look back at all your mistakes, like, God, what the fuck? What an idiot, but you can't dwell on that stuff either. You just gotta, the past is what it is. Can't change it, can't alter it. I'm just gonna move forward with the best energy I can muster up.
Well, I got to commend you and Johnny for continuing Type O Negative, being carrying the flag and still selling the merch. How involved in that are you?
We okay it, you know what I mean? Or we yay or nay it. People come up with designs and stuff. A lot of it is turned down by us, because it's just not Type O. So, but we're not there, creating designs, left and right. We had, Warner, we had a company that does that.
Yeah.
And they're big in mostly past images and mixing them up and whatever it used when the band was active,
Yeah, I go buy something once every 6 months from you. Joey James Hernandez, he did some artwork, and it was funny because I saw a Type O Negative t-shirt with his artwork on it in Hot Topic.
Yeah.
What's he mean to you guys? I mean, how did you get to know him?
I forget exactly how he came into the fold, but he came in a long time ago. He did some artwork, and it somehow got into our hands. And we loved it right off the bat. He did like caricatures of us. And ever since then, he's designed a lot of our stuff. He's even designed stuff for my other bands. So he's a great artist.
He really is. He's fantastic. And, we'll definitely put some of his art up on this podcast and give him a shout out because he makes some really dark, evil shit, but it's very creative and it's his work when you see it.
He has a distinct style, yes.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about gear. I know you were for a long time. I believe you still are a Schecter artist. Is that right?
I am. I'm still with Schecter, yes. So
And give me the rundown. What is your go-to rig these days? What are you using? I mean, obviously you've got the Schecter line, and what about amps, pedals, all that fun stuff?
my main right here. That's my main.
Mm-hmm.
Fix. But I kind of like redid all the electronics myself.
Do
And
you? I know your old the Schecter models came with the Sustainiac in the neck. Are you still using one of those?
yes, this is that, but in black.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then here's the latest. This is the latest of my pedal board. Can you see that?
Oh, I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So walk us through. Give us the quick tour on that.
All right. This is a classic script phaser from MXR. This is my Santana UA. This is basically a boost, a distortion boost. This right here is tremolo and reverb from Strymon. I got a deal from Strymon.
Great stuff.
Classic electronic delay feedback. That's where I get most of my delays from. This is a Morbius. This is a whole bunch of different modulation delays. I use it for a bunch of different sounds, choruses, stuff like that. And this Strymon flanger is amazing. Recently got this. This is a Telecon Voice Live. And I got it to add vocal harmonies live when I'm singing. And it sounds fucking amazing. Dude, it sounds like if you hear like, especially with the Sun Don't Shine stuff, there's a lot of layered harmonies in there.
Fantastic harmonies in that.
So yeah. So we can't possibly do 6 layer harmonies, but this will add 2. Kirk plays the other one, I'm singing the other one. So we're really singing. This is just adding to it. It sounds amazing. It's just another to learn how to perform it, play with. So you got to hit it. When the harmony's on, you got to hit the button. When it's off, you got to take it off,
Yeah.
It's still my dual rack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the new ones they sent me. And it sounds fantastic. I load it differently, though. I don't have 6L6s in it. I load it with the L4s. And I put it through an attenuator. Can you see that to reduce it?
I sure can. Yeah.
So I don't have to blow my face off. So it's really, really loud, the amp. So I'm really driving the EL34s and power tubes. But then I'm crushing the volume with the attenuator. So I still get that beautiful EL34 creaminess. But, I can at least save my hearing maybe for a few more years. I mean, I'm already done.
Yeah. So you've been an endorsed artist for a long, long time, but I have to believe it's still like Christmas Day anytime a new piece of gear shows up at the house. Am I wrong?
Oh, man. Yeah, it's my favorite time. It's my favorite time. Like, you haven't something, forget it. Yeah, absolutely, man. Sweetwater is like Santa Claus for me. That's the North, right?
Absolutely.
I have a long relationship with them, too.
Yeah. Who's you want to throw a shout out to your rep there? I know a bunch of the guys at Sweetwater. They're all phenomenal.
Matthew, I forget his last name though now. Good kid. He gives me some good deals, Oh,
that's all right. You'll get an email afterwards. Yeah, I love the guys at Sweetwater. Aaron Smith was my guy there for years and years. He's in the marketing department now. Great folks there. Yeah, Sweetwater is a fantastic place to buy gear, and everyone who buys from them, it sounds corny, but everybody kind of gets the rock star treatment, which is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, where else you can I don't know, let me order an $8,000 amplifier or $6,000 to try it out. You got 30, so you can send it back if you don't like it. I mean,
yeah, we could turn this into a Sweetwater commercial. I bought an interface from them years ago. About a month in, one of the preamps died on it. I called Aaron, said, "Hey, here's what's going on." And he was like, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to send you another one. You ship your old one back in the box from that. We'll take a peek at it." It was great. It's just they actually give a shit about their clients. It's kind of unheard of anymore.
They really do. I bought a bass kit and I said, "Hey, I want it to sound like Peter Steele." And so they sent me everything that I needed. And then I sat in my living room and learned Bloody Kisses and just sat there banging on it, loved it. Black number 1 was easy to learn, but they do a really good job. I mean, I said it and he goes, "Oh yeah, you need this, 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 and this." And
no idea. But they carry my guitar too, my signature guitar.
Yeah. One last question. You're a baritone player, 26.5-inch scale. Is that right?
I am for some songs.
Okay.
I've used my Gibson for a lot of, I've used my Les Paul for a lot of the Sun Don't Shine stuff. It depends on how I feel. And I like to, if it's tuned down, if it's heavy, tuned down in B, I'm using my baritone.
Yeah.
But not all the stuff is. Some of the stuff is a drop D, which I'm not. I'm using 440.
Speaking about lead playing, you describe yourself as not being a shredder when it comes to leads, that your lead work is more emotionally driven. Can you talk a little bit about the philosophy of a less is more style lead in a metal genre where, people tend to applaud speed and technicality?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm a David Gilmour kind of guy, so yeah, to me, one bend, one of David Gilmour's bend is worth 3,000 Yngwie Malmsteen notes, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that's just my taste. To me, music, it's not an Olympic event. I mean, when I look at guys that do that, I get no emotionality out of it. I get no feeling out of it. This is all you do. Wow. That's all you can do. So, that's not really my thing. I'll go more for an emotional depth thing and more towards a song guy. I love a great song and it must serve the song. The lead should take the song to another level. I love the guitar work me and Kirk do on the Sun Don't Shine stuff. I mean, all of it is really interesting and all of it takes the song to the next level and it's not overdone. That's more my taste.
Yeah. To that end, you guys do a lot of long sustained harmony between the two of you. It's really fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, it takes the song to another level, right? So it brings it somewhere else, and that's to me what a lead should do. It should not say, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
It should serve the song.
Kind of a Brian May quality with the those harmony guitar lines too.
Oh, I love Brian May. Yes. There's definitely Brian May in there. No doubt.
Yeah.
Was it hard to record and not go back to your roots? Like Kirk, is there time where he can't go back to being Crowbar and writing the slow dirge stuff? Like, do you challenge each other to not do that when you're writing together?
That's what we've been doing. Yeah. So trying to not do the same Black Sabbath lick over and over.
Right. Yeah.
And trying to force ourselves to explore places that we haven't professionally. That's really what we've been trying to do through this. And granted, the 3 new songs we're working on does go back to some of that really heavy Sabbath riffing stuff. So there's always going to be that element in what we do.
Well, I got to commend you. It seems like you're on just a journey of evolution, physically, mentally, musically, and we're along for the ride. And I've always enjoyed your music. You've written, you and Peter and Josh and Johnny and Sal have written the soundtrack to my life, and you're continuing to do it. So I'm glad to hear that you're doing really well. We are loving the music, and hopefully we can introduce it to a few more people.
Thank you.
Well, we don't want to take up too much more of your time, but a couple final questions for you. One, who are you listening to these days? Who do you have on your phone, your MP3 or the CD player, vinyl? What are you listening to?
I've just been reliving Tool, the first 3 records recently.
Great choice.
Over, the first 3 records, and that's a lot to absorb. I remember, the hits back in the 90s, and I love Tool.
Yeah.
But
anything else anything new that's turning your wheels these days? You mentioned Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah, I do love Billie Eilish's stuff. You won't find I'm not like listening to it on a regular.
Sure.
But there's this really cool Greek band called Acid Mammoth, and they're like super stoner. Like, if we're still alive, right now, what he would be doing if the Black Sabbath guys got back together. It's really cool stuff.
Nice. All right. Well, the last thing I got for you, I don't know if Derek has anything else, but I've got a series of quickie questions for you. Just this or that type things. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Ford or Chevy?
Chevy.
Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Tube or solid state?
Tube.
I figured as much. Comedy or suspense?
Comedy.
Would you rather know the future or change the past?
Know the future.
Okay. And lastly, would you rather have a life filled with great passion and great suffering, or a life of moderate contentment and no suffering at all?
Great passion and great suffering, which is what I got.
Yeah. Outstanding. Well, thank you so much for joining. Yeah. Really enjoyed this, Kenny.
Anytime. This was really enjoyable.
Thank you, brother.
Awesome.
Appreciate you, Kenny.